Hey, good morning. Bud, it's time to wake up. Cricket has not been happy about being in the diet pen. Oh, I'm kind of going back on my word. I know I said I was gonna keep Sophia. Oh, he's so beautiful. Can't you just use him? If I want to ruin my herd.
We were young and we were free and running, never bothered about what could be coming. Every day we danced and life was smiling. We were young and drunk in love.
Everybody's waiting in line, ready to get milked. Just look at these gorgeous udders. You know what? It takes a long time to get the perfect udder, to find the dough that's gonna work the best. And I'm so excited that we finally have like a really, really good foundation. These girls are my stars here, okay? We've got River, who is out of Wolvavan Ranch. This is a beautiful, beautiful, well-attached udder. I mean, just look at that. And then this is Violet out of Casaram in New York, and she's beautiful as well. Now she's a first freshener, and it does look like this half is not as big as the other, even though the kids have been drinking equally. She's just new. She hasn't quite developed yet. The first year that goats are in milk, it's like you can't expect them to be perfect. River, her first year, was a little small, not very impressive, but this year she looks phenomenal. And so that's where Violet is. And every time you assess the dough, you have to take into account how fresh are they, how old are they. You can't compare everybody one to one. Now these two girls are the exact reason why goat farming is so hard, because you can do everything right and then you can have just life happen. So with Daphne, she is a milker. She loves to produce lots of milk. They actually call it, in the goat world, she has a strong will to milk, which she does. She also has a lot of capacity. That udder can stretch. But then that also means that if she's not at her peak, she doesn't look very impressive. Her udder doesn't really look that full or that high or that big. And because she just had a singleton, that means we're gonna struggle having her udder look so nice this year. I know what her udder looks like when it's nice and full. It's not gonna really look like that this year, unless we fill her up past the 12 hours and really get her full. And then Miss Wednesday here was looking phenomenal. I was so excited about my first homebred doe, just like having every little part of them that I wanted. The beautiful udder, the high udder, the nice level back, the sharp shoulders and withers. I was like, we did it, you know, Frankenstein, we made the creation. And then she got really sick from the bag of grain that we had stored, and it must have gone bad. That's all we can figure out what happened, because her and Duchess got really, really sick, and that's why I was so stressed out in that moment, because I knew that that sickness was going to affect her milk production, which it did. So Wednesday's not going to be very impressive this year either. And so even if you do everything right, and you have the perfect goat and the nice genetics, life happens. Those babies are hungry. All right, let's go feed those babies, and I'll show you guys all the different pros and cons about each one. If you're looking for a new mattress, you've got to try out Brooklyn Bedding. Brooklyn Bedding has been in the mattress industry for over 25 years. They truly deliver the best sleep ever with custom mattresses made by the best craftsmen in the industry. Plus, if you're in the US, they'll conveniently ship right to your door for free from their Arizona factory. They offer different firmness options, heights, even custom dimensions. So depending on your room size, or even if you have an RV, they will make the perfect mattress just for you. We like a firm mattress that's still comfortable. So we want that firmness, but we definitely love a nice pillow top. After taking their sleep quiz, we figured out based off our sleeping positions that the best mattress for us was the Aurora Luxe cooling mattress, but we also added a pillow top to it that has their Glaciotex cooling technology. This is really cool because it has special fibers in it that help pull heat away from the surface, keeping you nice and cool. It's really important in this Arizona heat that we're cool. We've had this mattress for over a year now, and hands down, it's the best mattress we've ever had. We've convinced all of our family and friends to buy this mattress as well because I have always hated those ship-to-home foam mattresses. They're too hard, they're never comfortable, they're always hot when you try to sleep on them. So I have been so happy with our Brooklyn Bedding mattress. It's super comfortable, we fall asleep fast, and it doesn't sink in the middle, and we don't roll to each other, which is really nice. We need our separation when we sleep. But the best thing about Brooklyn Bedding is that they are factory direct, so that means there's no middleman. So you're gonna get the best quality for the cheapest price. Their mattresses are also fiberglass free. They have a 120-night sleep trial, a limited lifetime warranty, and there's free shipping right to your door anywhere in the US. We love our Brooklyn Bedding mattress, and I think you guys will too. So if you're looking for a new bed, check out brooklynbedding.com. You can click on the links below and get 30% off your mattress with code WEEDUM. Aww. Here's how I feed the babies when I'm all by myself. I take a bottle, I put one up here, and then I start to feed it. And this way I can kind of like look at their bodies better. I put them up here, I feel their shoulders, I position their feet, I feel their throats and their rump. This is Dorothy. She's so nice. You're a nice girl, got a nice brisket, nice open chest, nice rib spacing. Come on. You can't drink all of this. That's all for you. Okay, let's go down. Next one. Your legs down. Sit down. Now this is Rose. Come on, stand up still. She's got nice shoulders. Nice chest. Nice rump. Come on. All done. Come here, Sophia. All right. Oh, and this is Sophia. Let's go back. It's a little bit smaller than the others, but proportionately she's the same. So nice. But there's one thing that Sophia has that the others don't, is that her thurls are placed a little bit higher and she's wider in the rump. So she's a little bit flatter in her rump than the other two. And she's small, but she's a leader. Aren't you? Good job. Now here's our big girl. Put your feet there. Put your feet. Oh, you all messy. Now this is Coco. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not paying attention. I'm sorry. Coco is nice and long. She's kind of crouching down to eat right here. But normally when she stands normal, she looks really good. Come on. There you go. She's a little bit young, and the young ones are harder to get to stand right. All right. Oh, get up here. Oh, you barely fit. This is out of River and Pokey, and he is just a tank. He is so nice. One thing that Pokey improved is he improved the leg placement. Because River's are a little bit placed forward and his are just perfect. Shoulders are nice. Oh, stay there. Girls are pretty good. Aren't you a big boy? He is really, really nice. Wears eyebrows. This is Bowser because he has the eyebrows. But he's also got really nice lined up legs that line up with his shoulders. Sorry, your brother ate all the rest. They're just both so nice. Good boy. Well, this is Daphne's boy. He still does not want to take the bottle because Daphne has so much milk. I think he gets spoiled throughout the day. Don't you? You get spoiled. And honestly, he's been the trickiest one for me to assess. He's definitely a different body type than I am used to around here. So I'm trying to hold off on making any judgments yet and just watching him grow just to see how he is. So I'm watching him run around the yard, seeing how he naturally walks, naturally stands. He's a tricky one for sure. Sometimes it's hard because when you're breeding two goats, you could have two goats with really great genetics, but then their genetics don't mix very well. So there's all these factors that come into breeding goats. You know, you try to make your best educated guess. You look at all these factors, you look at all their whole lineage, and you look at this one's whole lineage and you think, oh, I think they're gonna go good together. And the reliability or the consistency of what you're going to get is not a sure thing. Like, just think of you and your siblings. Do you all look exactly alike? Probably not. There's a lot of variation between the type of kids that your parents produced, and that's the same with goats. Like, we often think, oh, this goat and this goat made a really nice kid, we should breed them again and we'll get the exact same kid, and we don't, because the consistency coming through is not going to be the same and 100% every time. Even between two really nice goats, you can either get something really bad, you can get something really good, and it just depends on which egg met which sperm. So right now I'm in the middle of trying to figure out who do I want to keep and who's the line I really want to go down. And it's hard because I can make the best guess, but it's still kind of a guess, and you don't really know for sure what you're gonna get until you raise them up. And so goat farming is not just a lot of money, it's a lot of patience, it's a lot of time and work as you're waiting to see what develops. Okay, it's still early days, but I just have to show you Twyla's udder. Is this not amazing? Look at that udder. She's a first freshener and she's just a year old. Look at this high, well-attached udder. I mean, you gotta hand it to Renee at Wolvavan for really producing these beautiful, beautiful udders. Looking pretty good for just having kids like a week ago. Let's look at the front here. Wow, you are looking great. So those of you concerned about the size difference between the two, there wasn't a size difference really. I think Lydia had mentioned it on camera, but I think it was just her view because they're pretty much the same size. And we don't worry about things like free martinism because it's super rare. And now we know it's only if there's a huge size difference to suspect it, or if the doe has really tiny teats, which she doesn't. She has normal size. So even though that happened one time on our farm and now it makes you think about it, it is incredibly, incredibly rare. And then this little boy's neck is doing a lot better. It straightened out probably just the next day. He was hopping around and acting fine. So our kids are doing great. We got the little boy who's a really bright gold, and then we've got the little girl over here, Bella, who is more of a cream. And as far as the name for this boy, I realized that I'm gonna have to wait to see if we're gonna sell him as a buck or a wether first. to see what the name is going to be. So we're gonna hold off a little bit on him to decide on the name. He's just a little Goldie right now. But they're both doing so well. They're both trained to the bottle, and then they still get to nurse and be with mom all day, which I just love because she gets to bond, she's happy, the kids are happy, she's a good mama, aren't you? She's really good. So I might give it a few more days and then I'll put them out with the crew in the pasture, but for now, they're just enjoying their mommy and me time. Huh, Twyla? But sometimes in the goat world, you get really lucky, and I feel like I'm so lucky to have Pokey. Now, I know some of you are not very happy that all the kids are gold. But when it comes to genetics, guys, color does not matter at all, at all, at all. Color is like the lowest thing on the list of priorities when it comes to improving genetics. Color does nothing to improve genetics. And I know a couple of you said, well, why can't you get a goat that improves genetics and also passes on pretty colors? So it can take years to get a buck from a really nice herd that has potentially good genetics. And then you get notified that there was a kid that was born. And if you pass down that kid because you don't like the color, I promise you that breeder will never sell to you again because it's just a silly priority to have. Some years we're gonna get all gold, or some years we're gonna be like Crystal, where one year she got almost all black kids. And it's fine. Either way, your focus is the quality of the kids and how nice they look. And one thing I should say is I'm so happy with Pokey because he really put out a lot of consistency. I bred him to a lot of different does. The kids all look nice and long. Their top lines are really level. They're all nice and wide, but I've got, you know, one like Sophia who's extra wide that I'm excited about. So color is not important. I know it's important to some of you, but this is the problem in not only the goat world, but the horse world, the dog world, the rabbit world. There are people that just breed for color, and they're ruining genetics by doing that. All right, now we're gonna head out here and feed the babies with the mamas. There's Cricket, looking nice and skinny. Good job, Cricket. Cricket has not been happy about being in the diet pen, but that's what happens. Where's your baby, Reba? Where's your little one? Hey, good morning. Hey, bud. It's time to wake up. Okay, I'll let you sleep. Are you feeding your baby really good? Let's check that udder. That's not too bad. I think he's eating equally. We got Cricket's little boys over here by Lancelot's pen, keeping him company. You doing good, Lancelot? Hi, babies. Look, I have a bottle for you. Come here. Oh, it's so hard to feed you. And film at the same time. And even Cricket's boys look really nice. Even though this is sort of an experimental line, we look like we got some improvement. Too bad we don't have an udder from you guys so we can see how the udder improved. So we've got Reba and we've got Cricket, and then their boys here in the pasture eating up this fresh grass. They're doing a good job too. They get a little bit of alfalfa, but not as much as the big time milkers, not overweight girls over there. And I would go, oh, you just woke up. You were sleeping. I was gonna not bother you, but now you're awake. Too bad. How you doing? You doing okay with all these babies out here? Yeah? Oh, I'm just gonna pet you. You don't have to get up. I know I've said before that does like flashy bucks, but that actually is a little bit inaccurate. They'll breed to anybody. When I say I want a flashy wether, it's just that I want him to be as, I guess, Rico Suave, as debonair as I can. I want him to be the pretty boy that entices the girls to breed and go into heat and have these strong heats. And that's why we're bringing Radar here. Radar as pretty as he is, cannot be bred to any of the does. He is not being sold by the breeder as a buck. Even though, and especially because she is a reputable breeder, that doesn't mean that all of her does are phenomenal. She chooses which ones will go as bucks, and it's very rare to get a buck from her herd because she wants only the best to go as bucks. Radar was a wether that she was selling. His dam does not have a good enough udder though to pass on his genetics. As pretty as he looks, a few of you have said, oh, he's so beautiful, can't you just use him? If I want to ruin my herd, then I would breed him, but I don't want to ruin my herd. I want to try to bring my herd closer to genetic perfection if I can, and that dude is not gonna be it. But he's pretty, so we're bringing him here to be the pretty face, to help me figure out who's in heat, and that's the only purpose he's gonna serve. Guys, Radar is here.
Radar.
And he is ready to be a buck for us, a wether for us. Wow, that's so fun. Look at all your friends you've got. He's got to check out the place first.
Whoa, he's
excited to be here. It's fun to be in a new place with new people. That's a boy.
He's already radaring.
Good. And everybody's got to check him out. Everybody knows that this is a new one. This is a new kid on the block. They're just like, who is this? So right now he's just gonna get to know everybody. He'll figure out which girls he likes. He's a super sweet little boy though. That's why I got him, because he's friendly, he's bottle fed, he's really bucky. He likes to court the girls, but he ain't gonna breed. Do you want to see something fun that I've been working on all day? Like I would do this all day as a job if I could. So I am organizing, why is this sheet here? Oh yeah, we were drying the sheet. Okay, so I'm organizing our junk drawer. And our junk drawer used to be over here. It used to be a dresser that now we've moved to Lydia's room. So this is a cool dresser I just found today on Facebook Marketplace. I've got to organize all that stuff into here. I have a lot of my camera equipment. It's not right there. A lot of my camera equipment and all that. I can put that right here so I can just use it and go right outside. But down here, so Lydia's coming home soon from college, and she brings with her a lot of stuff from her dorm, and I thought, you know what I'm gonna do to be a nice mom, and also because I love doing it, I'm gonna organize her room and make space for everything that she's gonna bring back. This is what I came up with. So this was the dresser I used to have out in the great room where I kept like all my camera equipment. So I've got a shoe organizer, and then I put all of her stuffed animals up here because she's always collected stuffed animals. So put that up high away. We need to get some new bedding. This is like a really old kind of vintage bedding that used to be my mom's. And we're gonna do some other little fun fix-up things, but at least I got it organized and cleaned and ready to go. And then I put Lydia's dresser all the way over here on the other side of the house because this summer is exciting because Ethan's girlfriend, Emma, is gonna move in. And we're so excited to have her here. So I'm trying to like fix up the other side of the house, and on the other side we've got a couple bedrooms, so I wanted to show you what we did over here. So over here we got Kitty. Hi Kitty. So this is like the bougie kitty room. Got an air purifier and a little place for her to go, and then she can go potty outside in the little kitty litter out there. So she hangs out in here, and then she gets to go into either side. Sometimes she goes into this side with Ethan and Emma, and sometimes she comes over to the other side. But I moved Lydia's dresser in here because Lydia's matched Ethan's, and now this is also gonna be sort of like a closet. And hopefully Miss Kitty doesn't mess with anything. Will you, Kitty? Hopefully not. So they've still got to organize this, but this is going to be sort of a closet because that room over here is just really small. So they need more space. And if you can't tell already, I'm so excited to have kids, everybody back for the summer, and oh, I have big plans. We're gonna be cooking food together, and I mean, they're gonna be working all summer, but we're gonna do some fun things, and I'm excited to have the family back together. So with all that, it is officially time for me to announce who's staying and who's going. This was hard for me this year because we had such a long kidding season that it was hard to make decisions early and decide who I was gonna keep. I thought we would have a lot more dolings born, but we didn't. So it was a bit tricky committing to babies going to new homes early and then like deciding maybe I should keep more. It was a lot. So as far as dolings go, we've got Coco. She's gonna be an outside line we're gonna raise up. And then, well, I'm kind of going back on my word. I know I said I was gonna keep Sophia, but I actually changed my mind and did a little switcheroo and I'm going to keep Rose instead. The reason is because I need to breed in the fall and I don't want my kidding season to run really late into April like it has been this year. That means I can't be breeding late. And with Sophia, there is a slight concern that she may not reach weight this year. It was really hard because I love a lot of things about Sophia, but Rose would be my second best. So I decided to go with Rose instead. Sophia is going to be going to another farm, the farm that Rose was gonna go to. So I'll still get to get updates and see how she grows, but Sophia is not gonna stay any longer. She's gonna go to California. Rose is gonna stay here instead. And then the third doeling we're keeping or raising up is Bella. Bella is out of Twyla and Pokey, and I really, really like her. She's also sort of my last doeling of the year, so I wanted to hold on to her. And then finally, we actually have a surprise new doeling coming to the farm. It's not a total sure thing yet, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna arrive in a month or so, and I'll be announcing that soon. I really wanted an extra doeling to raise up, and I didn't want to raise two siblings, Sophia and Rose, because when I looked at all the siblings of Violet and Pokey, they were all super similar, which I know I had just mentioned that consistency usually isn't a thing between siblings, but with these siblings, it really was. And I thought, I don't need like two copies of the same goat. I can already tell they're all gonna be really great. So I decided to just go with Rose. I've got Bella, I've got Coco, and then we'll have a new doeling coming, and we'll have 4 doelings to raise up this year. Okay, so now when it comes to bucklings, this was really, really hard for me. We did AI with Daphne, as you guys know, and we got little Sully here. Now, he was tricky because one of the biggest flaws I saw in him was that he was a bit what we call cow-hocked, meaning his little back knees would kind of hit together when he walked away. We really like to see their back feet track like this as they walk, instead of like this as they walk. And he was doing a little bit of that, so I was really hesitant. I saw this initially and I decided to just let him grow out and watch him and see how he did, but the longer I kept watching him, he just hasn't seemed to widen in his back legs and rump area. So as much as it pains me after all that work with the AI, we're gonna just cut our losses with little Sully and we're going to castrate him and sell him as a pet. Now, it's really not the fault of either line because there isn't this cow-hock defect that I've seen in the sires or the dams line, but sometimes when you mix genetics, they just don't mix well, and I think that's what happened in this case. I think he's just a little bit narrow and unstable in the rump, and it could be just something that just he has and maybe he doesn't pass it on, but it's not worth the risk when it comes to a buck to push that out. You really want only the best to go as bucks. But as I was watching him closely, I was comparing him to the other bucks in the herd, and I just fell in love with another buckling that I have decided to keep. So we are going to officially keep a buckling out of River and Pokey. They are my 2 best goats. When I look at both of them, I want more of that in my herd. So we're gonna keep Toad, but we're actually gonna rename him Wolf Tree Cactus Bloom, and he's gonna be called Romeo. Now, I decided to keep him because I really want to have a herd sire in my herd name. But this is more of like a long haul thing. This isn't a kid that we're gonna breed to all the does next year. Since he's related to a good amount of kids in the herd and some does, we're gonna hold off, maybe use him a little bit next year, but then save him for the future and hopefully be able to really prove him out and have an outstanding herd sire in our herd name. So we'll keep this little guy, we'll call him Romeo, and he's gonna be a buddy to another buckling that we're gonna bring to the farm. Yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of bucks here. So we're going to actually bring a new buck from a farm named Hidden Hills in California. This new buckling's registered name is going to be Hidden Hills Southern Slinger, and his nickname is gonna be Woody. So we will have Pokey, we'll have Lancelot, then we'll have little Woody, and then we'll have our own little Romeo. So when it comes to Lancelot, we are gonna move him on from our herd. He did improve some things, but then I didn't see quite enough improvement in some of the udders that he produced. So we're gonna go ahead and send him off to a new farm. Somebody else is gonna take a shot at breeding him and using him in their herd, and we're gonna kind of finish with the Lancelot line for now. This is kind of how it is with bucks. You use them for a year or two, and then you move them on, unless they really show a huge amount of improvement, and then those ones you want to hold on to. So if by this point you're confused, let me show you what our whole herd looks like right now. So I've got my nice senior does over here that are all doing great. So next year is going to be interesting because I'll be utilizing some AI for sure, utilizing the bucks we have for sure, and this is sort of my tentative breeding plan. I really want to breed Daphne with Pokey, so that's a solid. Cricket is going to get 2 bucks bred to her with the doling method, and hopefully we get 2 different dolings that we can raise up. That's at least the plan for now. And if you haven't noticed by now, there's 1 doe missing from this page, and that is Reba. Reba is Daphne's daughter, and while we did improve the udder a little bit, we took a big step back as far as body structure goes. When I bred Daphne to Napoleon, I didn't realize the importance of body structure. I bred Daphne to Napoleon because I loved the udder of the dam and the side attachments. And because of that, we got beautiful Reba, who looked pretty good when she was a kid, but as she grew, she started to break down. So now she's 3 years old. And at this point, Reba needs to be retired. She just is sort of breaking down too much. Her front legs aren't doing that great. Her back legs aren't doing that great. Her feet aren't doing that great. She's sort of dipping in the back. So because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and retire her. So I'm actually going to sell her to a farm as a pet. So she's gonna be a companion for an old horse, which is great because she's very chill. She'll hang out with anybody, and she's not really loving humans or wanting to be milked and poked and prodded. So I feel like this is the best situation for her. And for those of you that might say, oh, but she's such a beautiful doe. She is beautiful as far as color goes, but just remember, would you think that if she was just like a plain tan color or just like an all black color, something that's not super flashy or bright, would you still think that? Would you still breed her? And when it comes down to it, as much as I think her color is really pretty, like that red color is really pretty, that doesn't really do anything for building out a nice, healthy goat. So Reba is gonna go bye-bye. So that's it. That's who's staying and who's going for this year. We are officially done with the kidding season. And now we just get to raise up these baby goats, enjoy their little cute personalities, and then raise up our little herd throughout the summer for next year. If you're still with me at the end of this video, thank you so much for joining me on this big long journey trying to improve the herd and trying to decide who to keep and who to raise up the next year. It's fun for me. I really enjoy taking care of these goats, breeding them, trying to improve them, and spending time with them every day. So hopefully you can get to know the new ones that are coming along, and we'll have, I'm sure, plenty of new adventures next year during breeding time.